It's time to drop the hammer.
Yes, it is, and we are off to the races. Jake Nell going to jump out to the early race lead. Steven Snyder Jr. has his hands full there for a moment out of Drake trying to challenge as we got plenty of side-by-side three-wide racing throughout the top 10.
Could be a couple drivers at the back trying to bring in that high line by themselves. Up front, they're going to stick with the bottom until somebody gets around them, or at least they see a nose to the outside. Then they will test the waters up high. Right now, Jake Nail a little tight on the exit coming out turn number 2, but he maintains the advantage over Steven Snyder Jr. running second. 67 laps, a long time to get something done. We have just 7 laps scored into books. So
and
up and
upside
over.
down, you got one over. Just as Jake Nell had reached lap traffic, Grayson Springer, one of the cars involved, I believe.
So we'll see if it pays dividends for him.
Jake Nell's race to start, and he does just that out of turn number 4. Drake going to be able to get around Steven Snyder Jr., but Jr. going to go up to the top side of the racetrack.
Oh, he got bottled up.
Oh, boy. Johnny Boll in contact with an infield tire, stands it up on the right front, sets it back down, and he's going to lose quite an amount of positions. Drake and Snyder go side by side, tight racing down out of turn number 2, sorted out through 3 and 4.
Cale Drake got it that time. Here comes the 29 of Jake Andreotti on the high side of the racetrack. First one out of formation. So he'll try to hustle and run down those top 5 cars. Now dodges down to the inside. Meanwhile, Snyder goes top shelf in the 21 car. Jake Nail is turning hard down on the inside. That thing biking up when he went through the apex of turn number 1 and 2 as he got real tight at that end of the racetrack.
Cole Kirkman coming on now into the inside of Steven Snyder Jr. going to take over that 3rd spot as Kel Drake allowed the 78 of Cole Kirkman to get to the inside of him, kind of shut the door there on him.
Big misstep for Jake Nail. Caught a tire down at turn number 3 and 4. My apologies on that, Haas, but I saw him almost at a complete stop and actually took a shot in the shorts from Cale Drake whenever he came up there and rammed into him. And I thought he was going to give up the race lead. That's not the case, so he's able to battle his way out of it. But woo, that was a close call right there for Jake Nail. And 5th back behind Kobe Sokol in the 24S.
Trouble for Cruz Dickerson. Coming to a stop. Will be interesting to see as they go back to green out of turn number 4. Drake catches the infield tire, stands it up, sets it back down. And now Kirkman around the outside of him. Here comes Steven Snyder Jr. Look out, hold on to him. Kirkman with the bobble. That's going to capture Steven Snyder Jr. and Sokol now moves into the 3rd spot.
I have no idea how Steven was able to slip to the outside. Definitely gave up some positions, however, whenever that contact took place. Nail still out front. What's interesting about it, it's not taking rubber down there. It's just got enough traction for action, and that's where everybody wants to be.
And now we're in heavy lap traffic here, Chad, as Drake going to make a run to the inside of Jake Nell, going to take over the race lead down into turn number 1. Nell's going to the top side of Bobble, and now Kel Drake has the spot covered. Jake Nell back to the bottom, and now lap traffic big as they all run the bottom. Kel Drake going to take to the top, and here comes Sokol. Oh, no! Jake Nell upside down in turn number 2.
Caught the tire on the inside with that thing jacked sideways. It took a bike and over went Nail. Colby Sokol had just gotten around him as well. Cale Drake did the same this year, and now Drake, good start down on the inside. It's going to be interesting to see how they duke it out up front.
Yeah, so Gavin Miller able to get down to the bottom of the racetrack quickly as you see a battle there for 3rd. Steven Snyder Jr. a rocket around the top side of the racetrack. Came out quick, but now he fades back just a little bit out of turn number 2.
All the way up to 3rd for the 24S. What an incredible run he's had. And I say that, he's going to get past. Here comes the 14-car McIntosh. McIntosh, a hard charger through the field as well. Miller back by a couple car lengths. Drake doesn't know that, however. He just knows the other 71 cars behind him somewhere. Where? Could be close, could be far. But as far as he's concerned, he's got a wreck in front of him. As the green flag comes back out, we're back underway, and boy, it is a freight train of awesome. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Contact can of McIntosh working on the 71K of Miller.
Trying to get to the inside of him. Sokol trying to capitalize on it here as there's 2 laps to go.
Down the corner, meanwhile, back behind, still watching. A couple of drivers not giving up on the top shelf. You got to go where they ain't as the white flag comes out up front. Ain't nobody around. Cale Drake, he rolls out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the final time.
Kel Drake wrote a perfect story here tonight. He finished 2nd last year. wins it here at the KKM Giveback Classic 2024. Flip-flop with a teammate.